Next tonight, black cab drivers in London say they need to put their prices up to cope with spiralling fuel costs. In fact, they say they're spending more time waiting at cab ranks rather than driving around looking for customers because it's cheaper. But they can't raise their prices without TfL's say-so. Well, Steve McNamara is the General Secretary for the Licensed Taxi Driver Association. Thanks for talking to us this afternoon, Steve. Now, TfL were already looking into the possibility of putting those prices up, weren't they?
Yeah, they are looking at it. We haven't had a fare increase, a substantial one, since 2018. We deliberately didn't take, we have an annual cost index, and we deliberately haven't taken it for the past 4 years because of the pandemic. And we know how people in London have struggled, and we're not looking at putting our fares up. But as you'll be aware, the price of diesel was 120 roughly at the beginning of the year a litre, is 170 in places today, and it's a 50% increase. 35% of our fleet is now electric, but the price per kilowatt has also increased by about 25%. So obviously we're looking at a substantial increase in our costs, and obviously we're going to have to take an increase of some sort, and we're currently negotiating with TfL now.
So you're due 10% then, but what do you think is a fair increase for your drivers?
Well, as I said, we haven't had an increase since 2018. The cost index, the basket of costs that we use, is showing an increase of over 10%. But we think that realistically, around 5% is fair. As I say, 2018 is a long time ago. Price of diesel's 50 pence a litre in the last 8 weeks. We think 5% would cut it. Would enable us to keep offering the gold-plated service that we offer without affecting London's pockets too much.
It's interesting you talk about the electric and hybrid, actually, because I was really surprised at those numbers, because we have 14,464 taxis in London, only 123 are electric and 4,905 are hybrid. So do you see a situation where more drivers will make that switch to hybrid and electric because of the high fuel costs? And how long do you think it will take before we see more drivers take that up?
Well, firstly, they're not hybrid. That's a great myth. The vehicles we use are range extended electric. They haven't got an engine. They've got a generator that can generate electricity when the battery's depleted. The majority of the time, these vehicles are driving on electricity, and you know the fact that they're not hybrid at all. We're now at over 5,000 vehicles on the street in what they call ZEC, zero emission capable, 35% of the fleet, and it's growing daily. Very shortly, possibly 2.5 years' time, 80 to 90% of London taxi fleet is going to be electric, zero emission capable. We're going to have not only the best cab service in the world, we're going to have the greenest cab service in the world.
And so are you encouraging then your drivers to make that switch? Because financially at the moment, it feels as though that is the direction for them to go in, to sort of save a few pennies, as we say.
Well, the saving pennies is not necessarily the way it works. The electric vehicle, the new vehicle you see on the street, is £65,000. By the time you finance it and pay the interest charges, you can be up to £80,000–£85,000. So it's not a cheap vehicle to buy, but we are buying them. We're buying them in large numbers, and for several reasons. Firstly, we're an integral part of this city, and we want to clean it up. We spend more time in the traffic and the pollution than anyone. So we want a clean city, which is why we're buying in such numbers. The public love them. That's why we're seeing such a good return of our customer base. And it's becoming almost a customer-driven change. As I say, we'll have the cleanest, best cab service in the world. We've already got the best cab service. We'll have the cleanest cab service in the world very shortly.
All right, Steve, as always, thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you.